Well, hello crochet friends. I'm happy to be here today, and I'm going to show you how I'm finishing up my denim squircle pillow that I talked about in my last crochet video. All right, so I showed it to you in my little sew and stitch calendar here that I have everything written down. I started out with granny circles right here, and then I made them into a square or a squircle, which is what I'm doing with this project right here, which I'll talk about. This is a new project that I have going, but I've got a granny circle here, and then I turned it into a granny square, you know, which I call squircles, and I'm adding rounds. I'll talk about this at the end of the video after I show you the tutorial for this pillow. And so what I'm doing with this pillow is, I showed you last time I was just putting the borders on, okay? Did two sides. And so I did 32 granny circles, turned them into squircles, and using denim, because that's the pillow form color that I found. So I was using denim for the yarn finish, and it took 7 skeins of denim. I still have some left, but so probably about 6.5. And then 1 skein of butterscotch. I'm doing the border. I'm just going to finish up the border. I've done this much to this point, so that I can show you how to do the popcorn stitch, you know, all the way to here. So I'll be actually finishing this pillow with you. And let's see, of course, I'm using my 100% cotton chunky thread yarn, and I've written out all the step-by-steps just so that I kind of can keep track of what I'm doing so that I can make another one if I want to. And that's what I do in my yarn pages. I showed you last time, this is the one that I did in time, my squircle pillow that I did in time. Okay, and then I did the popcorn stitch border in Lagoon. And so I've got that, so I know everything I did, added pictures. And then as soon as I finish this today, I'll be adding pictures here. I'll just take pictures of this finished pillow. I've taken some in progress, which, you know, you see in the slideshow in the beginning of this video. And then I'll just put the pictures here, and then I'll have record of that and go on to my next project. All right, so let's move on to this, and let me tell you what I did. So I finished the 2 sides. I ended up doing 11 rows of half double crochet, okay? And that's what fit the pillow. And so then I took denim and joined the 2 together, the 2 sides together with a half double crochet, and I just did 1, 2, 3 sides, and then I put the pillow form in and then finished closing it up, okay? So I've got the 2 sides here. I did not match my granny circles on the other side as this side, just the amount, but meaning I didn't match the colors. I just did them all scrappy with the 40 colors of my yarn so far. And most of them, I don't think I used cloud. I don't know, there may be a few that I didn't happen to use, but I didn't really plan the colors. I just knew it was going to be scrappy. And so then after I joined them all together, I went ahead and did a single crochet with butterscotch. I pulled in my butterscotch yarn, which I told you about. I thought it would look really pretty with a contrasting color, and I really love blue and yellow together. And so since this is a darker blue, I wanted to do like a darker yellow, right, for the border. And so I call it an edging. You can call it a border because I'm a quilter. Sometimes I end up saying border, but really for crochet, to me, it's an edging. And so this is what the popcorn stitch looks like. I like to work from the front. Some people, when they're doing the popcorn stitch, work from the back, but I find it easier to work from the front. But because this is a reversible pillow, it just doesn't matter. That's kind of what it looks like on the other side. And this is what it looks like on this side. Let me see if you can see that as I turn it. And I just love it. I think it's kind of a really fun stitch. And so I'm gonna have, so I started with a full skein of butterscotch just to show you, and I'll have this much left even, so it doesn't take 1 complete full skein. But I don't know, I would say probably 3/4. So after I did with the butterscotch, I did a single crochet all the way around. So that's what that looks like there, right? Then I started with the popcorn stitch by chaining, by just joining, and well, I didn't have to join because I already had my butterscotch, but I chained one, and that's right here, and I'll end up joining into that here in this tutorial just so I can show you. So I did a single crochet around and chained one, and then the next thing I did was 2 single crochets. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now. 1 single crochet in one chain, 1 single crochet in the next chain. Okay, and that's what I did to start this, all right? And so basically what we're doing is we're doing a popcorn stitch in one stitch, and then a single crochet and a single crochet, popcorn stitch, single crochet, popcorn stitch. So every third chain that you're going into, or single crochet, when I say chain, I mean the top, single crochet is a popcorn stitch. So I just did 2 single crochets, okay? Now the popcorn stitch consists of, in one stitch, 5 double crochets, okay? So I'm going to do 5 double crochets. I'm going to make sure I'm in camera good. Trying to do a better job of staying in the camera so that you can see. Okay, so there's 2, 3. I'm going to try to do this without my readers on. Okay, so there's 5 double crochets, and that's what that looks like. Now you could, I'm going to just kind of go off subject here a little bit, sort of, because this is a great scallop edging too. You could just go in to the next stitch and do a slip stitch, and this could be a scallop, but I can show you that another time. But I wanted to do a popcorn. So what you're going to do is these kind of have to gather this up to make that popcorn stitch. So you take your hook out, you put your hook in the top of the first double crochet. So here's the 5th one. So you can count 1, 2, 3 back. And so this is the first one that you can see, that chain right there. And I just go right into the top. Let me make sure you can see that. I have a stool here and I'm standing on my toes here so I can see in the top of the phone to see, make sure you can see in the camera. Okay, so I go into those 2 loops right there at the very top of that chain, and I come back into the first chain, kind of pull it a little bit tighter now, to the last chain, sorry. First chain into the last stitch, and I pull it together, okay, to join them, and then I finish off with a single crochet. And so that's what you've got, your little popcorn stitch here, and then you're just going to go right into this next stitch and do 1 single crochet, and then into the next stitch and do do the next single crochet. So you've got 2 single crochets. Then I kind of just squish that down because it's kind of pointy until you squish that down and make it rounded. And that's your little popcorn. And so, you know, I've got a couple more here to make, and so I figured that by doing that and then how I end, you can see exactly how this is done. So I'm just going right in. There's my first double crochet, second, third, 4th, and I just kind of, for that 5th one, to fit that in there, I just make sure that my yarn is going under and not looping around, you know, all of those other stitches. Okay, so it's nice and smooth. So there's 5. Go back in here, count 1, 2, 3 back, and go into the top of this right here. Grab that, join them together, and finish off with a single crochet, and then go right directly into the next chain or stitch for a single crochet, and then a single crochet. And then I'm going to do a popcorn stitch in the next one. So 5 double crochets in that same stitch. Let me get that tail out of the way. Okay. Wait, how many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 5. Okay. Okay, finish it off with a single crochet there at the top, and then going right in here. 2 single crochets. And now it looks like I've got just enough room to do 1 more popcorn stitch, and then I'll end up with these 2 single crochets. If when you're ending, your count isn't like every 3 stitches, it doesn't matter if you've got a popcorn stitch a little bit closer to the next, you know, to the last one, or a little bit farther away. It doesn't matter. And so it looks like this one's going to end up pretty even though, but it always ends up looking even no matter what, because it's, you know, if you had the popcorn stitches really wide apart, maybe it would be hard to make it look even if it wasn't, but these are so close together, just skipping 2 stitches that, you know, it's not going to be a problem. Okay. One more. It's kind of hard to crochet far away. I usually have, you know, my pillow on my lap and up closer to me. Okay, so now I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 back, grab that one, join them together with that slip stitch, and then a single crochet, and then I've got one stitch to do a single crochet in, and then I'm going to join right into the top of that chain 1 that I did with a slip stitch. And then I just pull up with my loop, trim it off, pull my tail through. Okay, and now I finished that pillow. Other than, you know, I'll need to weave the ends in of the yarn, and I will just weave them here underneath the popcorn stitch here. But you can see how cute that little stitch is. I love that. Okay. And you can't really get the entire pillow in here, but I have photos, and I'll take some finishing photos and put in the beginning of the slideshow, because I didn't want to put the camera too far away to see the entire pillow, because I wanted you to see close up when I was crocheting. But this was really fun pillow, and I'm glad to add it to my pillow collection. I love making pillows, and so this is what I wanted to show you of what I've got going on next. I've got several of these pillow forms. These came from Target. They came in a set of 2, and it's a really nice size. Let me grab a measuring tape here. Let's see, so it's an 18-inch pillow, and I'm going to just make one great big Squircle pillow with this. Okay, so what my plan is, I started with the granny circle like I showed you a minute ago, and then I took honey and the color honey from my chunky thread yarn and made it into a Squircle, into a square, so then I can continue just making granny square rounds after that. So it's just a circle in the middle, and then it continues being a square. Because I have several of these, because they end up being pretty much the same color as my chamomile yarn color, which is a really nice color to finish things in. And so when they are on sale, I'll pick up a set. And I kind of had a spare one, so I thought, okay, how am I going to finish this one up? I wanted to do a very simple, scrappy pillow. And so the plan for this is, because there's 4 colors here, and then I did chamomile, then I decided I'm going to do 4 colors here. So that's what I did. That's what I did here. I did plum, songbird, pebble, and peony, and then another row of chamomile. and then I'll do 4 more colors and then another row of chamomile, and I'll just keep going until I get here to the end big enough for the pillow, and then I'll make another side. And I doubt that I'll make it the same color pattern. I'll just use scrappy yarn colors again, and then I'll join them together, and then maybe I'll do the little scallop edging or a different scallop edging and show you how I do that. So when I finish that up. So I'm going to be making this. That shouldn't take too long at all. It's really fun to do those rounds like that. And then I also wanted to show you that I'm going to be doing another pillow tutorial in this Granny Circle Along series, or my crochet series. And I picked this up at Target. These were on sale a while ago. These are a threshold pillow, but I was always looking for round pillows because I want to show you how to make a Granny Circle pillow, okay? And so I picked this one up. You can always buy a round pillow form and, you know, cut fabric and cover it with fabric and do that. But I find it just easy to pick up ones that are already made and on sale. I think this was regular price was, let's see, $15. So it's already done, ready to go, and it matches my butterscotch yarn really well. So then I'll probably be at least using butterscotch in this, so that when it is all together and done, I'll probably do scrappy. Then, you know, it'll be nice, because that's what I look for in pillow forms, is I always try to find a color that matches one of my colors of yarn, so that I can use that as the base, because you do see, you know, the colors through a little bit, like this denim, you know, you can see in those holes there. And then this pillow, when I showed it to you before I had covered it, it matched my time yarn really well. And so that's kind of how I choose to go with that. So I just wanted to give you a heads up if you wanted to follow the Granny Circle pillow with me to find a round pillow form or to make one. And so that's what I've got going on right now with my crochet. And of course I've been doing punch needle too, and those are on other tutorials, and that's a different series. But I've been having a lot of fun playing with my yarn. And so I will be teaching the end of this week at Thanksgiving Point at Garden of Quilts. I'll be teaching Granny Circles and punch needle classes as well. And then when those are finished, I will come back and show you this pillow. Okay, so that'll be the next crochet tutorial when I show you how I finish that. So I hope you will join me for that. And thanks for visiting me today. And I hope you're having fun with your crochet. I love seeing your projects on Instagram. It's so fun. And thanks again, and I'll chat with you later.